Hey guys, it's Davin. I wrote an article on my Apex Advisory blog a couple weeks ago about why sim racers need to look at how to better set up the big picture when trying to overtake people. And I had just a race at Spa a couple days ago, and it showed a really good example of how identifying good car placement can give you some key information of how to pass people. So I wanted to take a driver's eye view of a battle that I had and point out what I was thinking and what I saw to help you better identify when you're next racing how better to pass other people. Most people struggle with passing because they don't fully anticipate how their opponent's line will affect their car's trajectory. They focus too much on where they want to be rather where they need to be based on how the other car is moving through the corner. A good pass isn't about just being faster, it's about timing and positioning. If you try to pass the opponent when they still have control over the ideal line, they naturally block you without even trying. Instead, you have to recognize when they are committed to their line and when that commitment creates an opportunity for you. That means you got to read their entry and exit trajectory, you have to understand how their speed and angle will impact your own space, and time your acceleration and positioning so that when they finish rotating the car, you're already in a stronger exit phase than them. Most people wait too long to make these decisions, which is why most of their passes are either ineffective or desperate. So this battle at Spa starts at turn 7 and is finished all the way at turn 15. I really want to highlight some of the places where my opponent telegraphs too easily by stepping off line, showing me where his line won't be effective enough to resist me, and then also show where there are openings where I could attack based on where he places his car first. So this is where he makes his first mistake going into turn 7 by defending too early. You can see here he moves to the right where the ideal line would be from far left. There's also no overlap from my car because I'm nowhere near enough, which means I was really under no threat to attack him. By defending so early, he messes up his entry line because he's not on the ideal line anymore. I'm closer to the ideal line than he is, which is the key piece of information to tell me, hey, if he brakes too early, he will be slow on the entry. If he brakes too late, he'll miss the corner. Either way, you'll carry more momentum than him. Next, going into turn 9, he doesn't use all the track on the left as a bit of a defensive action to stop me, which lets me know that he's defending against me, so I know I can start to position my car more aggressively. Again, on turn 10, he defends too early by cutting too early to the inside. The apex here is really late, and he's cut too far to the right too early down the straightaway, which tells me again, if he brakes too early, his entry will be slow, which will make his exit slow. If he goes too late, he'll miss the corner, which is an opportunity for me. I'm more on the ideal line because I'm on the left. You need to go from left to right if you're going to carry the most speed through the turn. Then he misses the apex at the end of 10, which tells me that he's overspeeding and out of position, which means he'll lose momentum through the next few corners. He misses the apex in turn 11, which also tells me that he won't have the same cornering momentum because he's not using all the road like I am. Now once we get to Puhan, it's more a matter of taking away his room. So I have momentum from the previous corner, and my only objective is to get up enough alongside him that he can't use all of the road. If you take away some of your opponent's line choices, they can't go through the corner as fast as you. So you can position your car in a place to just take away some of their exit space so they can't carry as much sweeping speed through the corners. So here in turn 15 is where it gets fatal. He is too far right. The racing line, where I am, is on the far left to the far right. By being so far right, it tells me two major pieces of information. The farther you are off the ideal line, the more you have to steer. So if he brakes too late, he'll miss the turn completely. If he brakes too early, he'll be too slow because he'll have to turn a lot, which means that I'll be able to carry more sweeping momentum in next to him. I need to wait and have the appropriate timing to see where his car goes before I advance. There's an opportunity for him to slow down mid-corner and block the road, so I don't want to just cut underneath him before I see how far he moves, because then I might run into the back of him. So instead, you look, you wait, and you watch to see how far his car goes. Once his car starts sliding, then you know the timing of how to cut underneath him and stand on the throttle. And then you just drive right by in a straight line. At this phase in the corner, I'm on the power while he's still turning, and it makes him unable to defend against me. Even when he comes back to try to get some grip underneath me, I'm already accelerating straight, so it's already done. We can look at this battle from the top too, and you can see how much room he gives up by defending too early and not using all the road. And then you can see later where I'm taking away a lot of his space so that he can't move. That's a strategic choice to kill his momentum until I have the advantage. This is why you need to be adeptly aware of not only your racing line, but your opponent's lines and what the impact on their car is going to be. Put yourself in their shoes. If you were where your opponent is, how would you make the turn? The only way you get better at this is by practicing. You either need to review your replays when passes work well and look at the placement of the opponents when you pass them, or you need to have a battle buddy where you can battle with them and then review over how the battles went based on where your car is placed. You actually have to look at this. This is about identifying patterns. Most people are really bad at this because they don't identify the pattern. So they're just throwing the car in at the last minute with no overlap and hoping. That's why you crash, and that's why a lot of people don't like racing with you. If you want to know more, I'll put the link to the article that I wrote in the description just so that you could take a read. Take a look at apexadvisory.org. I write basically weekly articles about racecraft and sim racing and other things there. And try to pay more attention the next time you are battling people. Where are you on the racetrack? Where are they on the racetrack? See where their car turns? See where your car turns. Let me know what you think.